You kind of talk also about some like different tools and resources that you've used just in your life to kind of help keep you sane during like all the, different craziness and everything going on. So, yeah, for moms listening, what kind of has helped you?
One thing that I swore I would do is really like as soon as I had my daughter, well, not as soon as, but I shortly after I had my daughter, I was like, I am going to go to yoga teacher training. I didn't want to be a teacher at the time, but I was like, I know how moms get. I've seen it, and I don't want to lose myself in this process. Like I don't want, so that was one thing, is just finding something I really, really always wanted to do to reconnect with myself. And honestly, it happened at the perfect time. Like I was going through it throughout my divorce. So it was just this really transformative experience for me personally. Obviously, my yoga practice is another thing that I use as much as possible. Working out also helps significantly with just mindset, but I meditate daily, even if it's just like a quick 5-minute guided meditation. Like there's so many on YouTube that you could find. That is definitely another one. Something that's recently helped me though, when I shifted my business, I joined on with he's a lifestyle coach, like a leadership coach. And I joined on with his team, and he had me run through this program that I'm helping him write a book for. And it was the most transformative, like eye-opening experience for me. This program, it's called Ritual Reboot. And the guy I work for is Nathaniel Salas. And it's this whole program that helps you just like reset your like addiction with dopamine, and not realizing like as a mom how much time I'm even just sitting right next to my daughter just scrolling on my phone, or and I get those moments we need to check out, but just really reconnecting with ourselves, our lives. Like I mean, that program too, it helped me realize like I wake up in the morning. I used to be very good about like keeping my phone across the room. Like I've always been kind of conscious about it, but just these little habits that build on themselves over time, our addiction to caffeine and all of this stuff, that it's like, how do we overcome this, and how do we get back to feeling good? And, you might be aware of it, but you don't know that like the steps to take. So like when I ran through his program, I was like, holy crap, like it's kind of geared more towards entrepreneurs, but like he really helps you like redesign your day and like get back into like creating like a system almost, which for me, I thrive on routine. So like, I don't know, you probably can't tell, but like my calendar's back here. I have 2 calendars. One's a weekly, one's a monthly, but my weekly is like completely color coded. And it's between that and then like my Google Calendar. I used to hate like electronic calendars, but it has saved me so much, because now it's like every week I get in the habit of looking at my Google Calendar, transferring it over to my weekly calendar. And it like just really helps me like keep those systems in place. So it's like, I'm very aware of what needs to happen this week. Even my self-care is built into it. So like I do time blocking. So it's like, I have 3 non-negotiables every single day that I have to hit. It's meditation, it's moving my body in some way. So yoga, exercise, and then either reading or journaling. And those 3, like those are my staples that I have to hit every single day. And I make sure that I block them in. Obviously, there are days where 1 or 2 don't happen, and that's okay. But just realizing and like, assessing for the next day, okay, this is where I fell short yesterday. So this is what I need to change for the next day. And that was something like I never really even considered doing, like kind of just like this check-in with yourself. Like, I know journaling and stuff is supposed to help, but I kind of gear my journaling towards like prompts, as opposed to like self-reflection of like, how did the day go? So that was something I learned in this program of like, okay, where can I optimize tomorrow? Where did I fall short? What are my top, biggest tasks that I need to tackle, and how can I do it? So that, those little tools just kind of, like I said, the habits build on themselves, but the tools are helpful in order to make sure like your systems are in place, because we're human and we're going to, there are times where we're going to fail, but having that system to fall back on. It's like when you diet, they say it doesn't work because it's not sustainable. So it's just creating more sustainable habits for yourself over time, where when you do fall off, that 80% of the time you're going strong, and that 20% you can, fall off, but you know how to get back on, because so many of us don't know how to get back on when we fall off. So
Yes. Yeah, no, I love that. I'm a huge calendar person as well. So you were like talking, I'm like getting excited 'cause I love like calendars. I love planning. Kind of like a joke here at the office how much I love planning stuff. Um, but I love that you do like the time block for like personal stuff, because I think it's so true. Like we're like, we have a doctor's appointment, we put it in the calendar, or we have a meeting, we put it in the calendar, but like our self time or like our self-care time, we don't. And I think if more people looked at it as like an appointment with themselves, like I think that's how it should be looked at. It's
Yeah.
just as important as a doctor's appointment or a meeting at work. So it's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely was a game changer for me. And, on like Google, I have like a work calendar, a personal calendar, my daughter's calendar, and you can like turn them on and off, obviously, but it's really cool to just be able to see it scheduled in. And then, you get the reminder and you're like, okay, I got to go do it. Even if, for my exercise, it's 30 minutes or 20 minutes, or I just go on a walk, like just making sure you schedule that time in for yourself. It definitely is a game changer.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
so